permission, we'll start the Public Works Zoning Commission meeting. Those present in the committee are Mr. What's his name? Fowler. Marshall.
And your name's Harry
Smith.
Silver.
Lawson, the mayor, and the attorney Johnson. I think you came up with an idea that you want to bring up, so let's do that first.
Yes, sir. Legal Division has a report on Versi Phase 2. The city attorney has asked for a resolution for authority to proceed with property acquisitions in the area of Phase 2, which is from the canal to the intersection on Highway 28. We would ask for a resolution of the council authorizing preparation of sale documents, donation documents, and any necessary authorizations for expropriations to go ahead and proceed. We anticipate a full report on the 4th of December executive session on any matters that would pertain to specific suits. But if we could proceed with a resolution today, the attorneys...
Do you have it prepared, the resolution?
I will prepare one.
I'll move it.
Any discussion? Reason we do it now, it'll go into legal, but we're trying to keep the fast track in line, and that's the reason for that just came up.
Thank you very much.
All right. Next, Mr. Branch, you have two things to bring up.
Yes, sir, I would like to request that the council allow administration to introduce an ordinance permitting the annexation and zoning of a planned development named Bayou Rapide Subdivision, Development Subdivision, and it's off of Browns Bend Road at MacArthur Drive. This is something that we have been talking about for some time, and we need to, the developer has a need to get it introduced at this meeting so that the annexation can be achieved prior to the end of the year. And I have the fact sheet and the information, and I have a packet for each one of you concerning the development, the master plan on the development.
I got a question. Is there any objection from the community itself?
No, sir, this went to the zoning commission, and there wasn't any objection. Brian Butler's here with the development to answer any particulars on that you would like, but we have not had any objections.
Brian has a sketch here incidentally, but
This is my first time seeing it, and I know nothing about it, you know, and I kind of like to let my neighborhood folks in the surrounding areas have a say, you know, as to how it's going to affect their property.
I understand. Go ahead, Brian, show them what you have there.
This is a overall development. Like James has said, the initial development was presented to the Planning Commission, and then when it was decided that we needed to be annexed into the city because we've got a potential buyer for the lot here on the corner that needs to act pretty quickly, but it's a overall planned development that has commercial in the front near MacArthur, and here's Browns Bend Road. There's also potential for some multifamily to buffer between it and Bon Air, and also some neighborhood commercial in this general area. But it's all done under, since we're coming into the city, they wanted us to try to do a planned development, so we've worked with Susan Patton, the planner, and with James to try to come up with compatible uses that, since this is a residential area back in here, and also this will be in the future, come up with some uses that will be appropriate for that area. And we're going to try to do it right. It's very nice. We're also going to, Ballard and Associates will be building their office in this development as well on Browns Bend Road.
Any other discussion?
Yes.
Sure.
Have this also gone through the proper process with police, fire, and public works?
Yes, sir, it has. We have submitted to all the departments for their remarks, and we've had no one saying that they didn't want to do it. There's some manpower issues, but those are existing.
The reason, I realize this is contrary to our policy, but between vacations and other absenteeism, they said time was of essence, so I, in this case, waived that, and that reason they brought it up, giving us plenty of time going forward to study it. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I just want to make sure the proper process was taken.
Yes, it was.
What's
Yes.
going through?
One other thing, the potential buyer here, I can't say who it is right now, but I mean, we're talking about a multi-million-dollar development on the corner right there that would, they've expressed a deadline of December the 12th, so I know y'all's next meeting is the 4th. That's why we were trying to get it on the agenda the last time, but couldn't get everything in the pipeline for the time, the constraints to get it there on the agenda. And then this time, we're trying to get all the stuff on there so we could meet the December 4th deadline.
You just want us to introduce this tonight?
It's just for introduction, that's correct.
Introduction, and then
If you would like,
we send it for committee, we'll put it back in.
sure, if you would like, we could set a meeting up and come by the office, we'll lay everything out and
Right.
Excuse me, just for a second, can you turn around? The audience would like to see it. Thank you.
Ms. MacArthur.
It'll be here if you have any questions afterwards, study it, because we're going to give you a test on this.
Mr. Silver, that represents infill, real infill development as
Right.
opposed to creating islands and annexing outside the city.
Anything else? You have anything else?
you know, so that, we'd just like to request introduction of the ordinance for the annexation and the zoning.
I made a motion.
Yeah, so the second, all those in favor signal by saying aye, opposed.
And now that's all I have unless anyone has a question concerning the McDonald Street budget amendment, which will allow for the funds, CDBG and the utility funds to do phase 3 of that project.
Okay, final thing is just strictly a preliminary discussion concerning the purposes of Christus Community Hospital proposed expansion request. This is just for informational purposes, just the tip of the iceberg. You went ahead with the
Sure.
administration?
Gentlemen, we're close to putting the final touches on plans to allow Cabrini's expansion without the use of any green space or recreational space across the street at the ballparks or really anywhere else, but instead making use of Cabrini's existing space that already is there on its campus by rearranging how that is, by looking at properties that they own, which they own substantially. The properties own Prescott now, save a few, and by any additional properties that they might purchase, all with the understanding that we would be involved in revocation of parts of the right-of-way known as Prescott Road from Texas to on or about Cabrini Avenue and including Cabrini Avenue. There is an issue about relocation of the utilities, which are substantial. We had a lengthy meeting with Mr. Silver present yesterday or so, and there are going to be significant issues about how to do that. When I say issues, I don't mean that they're insurmountable or even something that isn't routine, but we have to look at the best and highest use of the area and the best way in which to move those utilities. We had some meetings earlier on that you participated in so that residents and the adjoining neighborhoods and eventually the city could weigh in about the ballparks. We were charged with the responsibility to find alternatives along with Cabrini and members of the council and members of the administration. We have come up with alternatives, the principal one being revocation of part of Prescott. Ms. McGill's had a traffic study done in this regard. There will be minimal, and if you have 10,000 cars, let's say, that use this area, 8,000 of the cars are Cabrini. 2,000 could be existing or using other doctors' offices. It would be very minimal when you look at Wainwright and all the different possibilities we have to change this. Our big obstacle now, and the reason we wanted to give you an initial thought about it, but I think you need more time, is about relocation of utilities. That'll be an expense that has to be taken on. We have to make sure that the public gets a gain from all that we don't lose anything, and we have to make sure it's safe for our infrastructure. And so that's what we're looking at now. With the proportionate return to Alexandria is, I think that we all know that the economic and community development of an expanded Cabrini with the jobs and with the ability to help our citizens in need is well worth it in terms of those dollars. It greatly outweighs most expenses, but we still have to look at these infrastructure issues. We're required to do that, just as you were in the past. And so right now, we're working on the costs, but that's the basic outline, and we have preliminary plans that, and sketches that you could look at if you wanted to. We don't have any kind of final plan yet. It's mostly been about the way in which we would do it and the way in which we would proceed from here on out, and the requirements we would have on Cabrini to do that. And I can answer any questions you have.
Are they gonna pay for the relocation utility?
They have to do that, yes, sir. And that has been understood from day one, and Mr. Silver was in the meeting present, and that was made clear yesterday, yes.
What we gonna do about the traffic? See, they talking about bottlenecking that traffic back around where Myron's office is. That's gonna be a lot of, it's pretty dangerous at night.
What we've looked at, go
I
ahead.
asked them, when I talked to them, I said, are you all gonna try to work with the state or something to get some other kind of turning lane over there? Because, how you go and you like this and they coming across. And to throw all that traffic, so that's gonna be a private road for Cabrini. I'm not being invited, but that's gonna be a headache, somebody.
I think what we're trying to do is eliminate what occurred a few months ago. And the only way this can be done is in proper preparation. So we're asking the council to direct questions, we're asking you people to direct some questions to administration. The administration is going back and do its homework and try to anticipate all of these contingencies. Then we'll come back with a plan that I think will be as workable as can be, and we can accomplish something. We can have a hospital up the street where they have 1,250 employees. Went out there with 1,250, that's 2,500 right there. So it's a great economic boom to us, but as he's well outlined, we don't want to bottle anything up. And I think those are the things that we're talking about, and I think it'll go in, we get a favorable.
Mr. Silver, the study shows there won't be an increased traffic problem, and we consider where Myron's office comes down that street, I know you hate to have your name in there. Where that comes down, all of that is remaining, Mr. Smith. That's actually going to still be
But
there.
I'm saying, the traffic, the road will become private. I mean, I hear Mr. Wright was making a presentation. Prescott further will become private to them. Some of them for Cabrini coming off Texas Avenue.
Only from Cabrini Avenue to Texas, and just, the traffic study we've already done shows there will be no change, and the reason why is the only traffic that's using the area from Texas there now is Cabrini traffic, or 80-something% of it, or better, is Cabrini traffic. The way we would require Wainwright to be used and come back through, we're just, in Shirley, it wouldn't be an increase, and in fact, over time, other than the trouble of any expansion where you have construction going on, once that happens, it's actually going to be better for the quality of those neighborhoods and worse. Cabrini owns all the homes. I hate to throw that out. I don't want to interfere with their ability, but they own everything there already. So we're not really affecting homeowners.
We're not
in a
talking about
significant-
homeowners, I'm just talking about, I know how they come around and use that. Even when they come off from, back off the drive, and they come around the service road where the church is, now they come off the Prescott. But, I mean, it's just the way that they come, it's a violent thing. I mean, and I didn't know if they was taking, what they gonna do with Aikens, that road, with Aikens Road.
Well, they're not going to be as far down as that. At this point, we're talking about up to Cabrini Avenue and including Cabrini Avenue only. So you'd have a turnabout right in front of that, Mr. Smith, is what the design would call for to make sure, and everything else would still have access from the MacArthur end, like Dr. Bevel's office and so forth, would still have access that
Why don't we
way.
get all this stuff sketched out, and then we can, if we're anticipating these things, and it'll be worked out to everyone's satisfaction. In fact, you need more space than my wife's over. Anything else, any other questions? Yes.
Relocating the utilities is very important, but also removing the surface cover underneath the trees at the park, and, not having the cars on the roots of those trees pretty soon is probably the good time to stop that so that we can go ahead with the improvements in the park before the trees get killed.
Mr. Smith, you asked me about that, we talked about that last She's talking about across now, where the gravel and everything is.
Any other comments? Mr. Redmond? This is it for tonight.
Pass this one.
Okay. You're happy? Yes. I move we adjourn.
Get that onto the agenda. That was item number 2, or item number 1, I'm sorry.
One, we did that initially. I thought
Did we get a motion? I didn't.
Get any motion or
You
second?
didn't
It was not, it was made by, and it was seconded by Chuck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank
We're
you.
still adjourned.